What up, y'all? It's Crew, also known as the Rainstorm, checking in for the Chiron series. I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer specializing in Mars activations, as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info. You can find me on all social media at araneastorm. Hit me up. All right. Moving on, like I said, Chiron series. I know I told y'all that I was going to do, I know I told y'all that I was going to do the birth charts, but honestly, let's talk about Chiron. We're all experiencing this vast amount of personal healing, especially with Chiron being in Aries. We will be talking about Chiron and Leo today. This is actually my personal Chiron, generation 91 through 93, 92 baby over here, you feel me? Shout out to my 92 babies, you know what I mean? We in the house. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. First and foremost, we'll talk about Chiron, and then we'll talk about the energy of Chiron and Leo together. So first and foremost, Chiron is the energy of like what we hear in astrology or what we hear in the community as being the wounded healer. So this is the ability to be able to understand your own personal understand your own personal room, what you have come into, being able to heal that wound, and also being able to in turn heal other people with you by you healing your own personal wound. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, as we already need deep in, healing is a continuous process, but you do get to stages in life where you do develop, you do overcome things, obstacles, things like that. So even though it is something that you never really come fully 100% to, there's always things that you go through in order to receive and get to a place in a state of healing. So I've been saying this on the other videos too. This definitely reminds me of like the Chiron. This definitely reminds me, it's not full on, but similar to the Kundalini energy. When you do access, and I won't go into detail about the Kundalini energy, but when you do access the Kundalini, you eventually get to a place where you're able to actually heal yourself. So, with Chiron, because we're not talking about Kundalini, but with Chiron, and I didn't even say the dates for the Chiron and Cancer, for those of y'all that's following along, that's 1988 through 91. And like I said, Leo is 91 through 93. Chiron was actually discovered in 1977, but there has also been research that Chiron was actually something before. It was discovered in 1977. I just figured because Chiron is such a strong energy, and I do believe that we all really need to collectively dig into our own personal Chirons. I don't know, I just felt like it was something just told me that we needed to really talk about it and go into it before, we moved into the birth chart. So when we are going into the birth chart, you can see the full thing, but you can see where that direct hit is, right? So Chiron and Leo. When you put in the energy of Chiron and when you put in the energy of Leo together, and just the energy of Leo, when you have Chiron here, this is when you talk about a person or this collective that just feels like they're not necessarily recognized for their abilities. And when I say abilities, I mean just intrinsic gifts. This is what you'll see within our collective. It's definitely like an energy of like, we'll shout out everybody else, you know what I'm saying? But we don't necessarily put ourselves in the spotlight. So that's what you have come to kind of learn and do for yourself. I do want to say, before I get into the rest of the stuff, or for the rest of this, rest of the video and stuff, I feel like I got titties. That's not what I wanted to say, but I feel like I got titties. Like the little, the little thing when they come and go. It just depends on what I'm eating. Like sometimes I have a little something, but that's not what I'm here. Anyway, basically, I feel like, especially with all this Aquarian energy that we have going on right now, especially when Pluto moves into Aquarius and is going to be opposing over to this Chiron and Leo, this is a really good time, y'all, to really like put yourself out there, especially on the internet. A lot of times this generation will definitely, not to say that, we don't utilize the internet. We also have Uranus, this generation definitely has Uranus and Capricorn as well. or Neptune and Capricorn, I'm sorry. So I do feel like this is the generation that is utilizing the internet, but utilize it even more. And I say this to y'all as I say this to myself. Utilize it even more. Utilize it. You don't necessarily have to use it all the time for like business and promoting stuff, but use it to, you know, connect with people that have some like maybe some of the similar interests as you, that you can meet, that will actually promote you. And when I say that, that means like promote you, like push your shit out, because y'all are doing the same thing. Like will really see your gifts, and y'all could actually come together and y'all could really help each other and promote each other in that way. And just not even just for promo for business, like I said, but really for support. I feel like this is also the energy where we talk about seeking and needing validation. I don't think validation is always the most bad thing or the most harsh thing, but I think when you're relying it in order to feel, because you feel like you need it in order to move on, that's where the shit can get kind of toxic, you know what I'm saying? But I think when you just have like a circle of people, or just people around that are like really genuinely honestly rooting for you, there's no other feeling like that. Because it's one thing to root for yourself, but I think it's another thing when you have people who really see you for you and can like really like push you to continue to do those things. So this is definitely more so seeing like this special energy that necessarily doesn't necessarily carry into the things that you do, but just who you are as that light, that body of light, that body of being as a Leo. Like just the energy, like when you come into a room, you know what I mean, and just your energy before you even come into the room, people can feel that, you know, people, it's that kind of energy, and not feeling like you have to prove yourself, or not feeling like you have to overcompensate in order to receive that love or receive that respect or receive whatever it is that you think you need from other people. You know, from personal experience and having this, like this is definitely something that I've had to work through. I feel like when I was younger, I was definitely more like, look at me, you know what I'm saying? Like that Leo energy, like, look at me, like, look what I'm doing. I always wanted to be the leader of things, or I was just naturally in a leadership position. That's another thing about Chiron and Leo, is just embracing the leadership. And I think I do still to a certain degree, but there have been times personally where I felt like I've kind of dimmed my light for other people to make other people feel comfortable in a situation where, bitch, you don't need to dim your light. Like in a situation where it's like, boo, like you are the brightest one in this motherfucker. When you walked in, the party started. Okay, so it was a situation where it was just like, it was situations where I had to realize that I was attracting these certain situations because it was really trying to propel me to do those things, versus kind of like keeping myself bottled up in a closet because I didn't want to outshine, or I didn't want to, you know, take the light. And not even, I don't know, I've noticed that I've done it back in the past and stuff, where I felt like I've needed that energy that I give to other people and I didn't receive it. But it's not about doing it it's just being. It's just being, baby. And then naturally you'll attract people and attract situations and scenarios where you are in that spotlight. You are in that, and being comfortable with being in that, you know. Like I said, using social media, you know what I mean? Leo is the actress, the actor, you know, we does this, you feel me? So it's like putting yourself out there, making yourself known, making your presence known, not shying away. You don't play the second role, okay? You don't play the back role. You play the star, you know what I mean? You are the center star. You are the star player. So play that, you know, be in that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is definitely, I feel like, this is easier, I think, to work with this Chiron energy once you get to a place of self-acceptance, embracing the fact that you are creative, a naturally creative being, embracing and expressing your creativity, not hiding it, or feeling like if it's not perfect, or feeling like if it's not the best, or whatever the case may be, that you keep it away. But, you know, putting yourself out there, you know, putting things, letting people know what you do, you know, and not just what you do professionally, once again, but just your interests and what you like and things like that. It's not, it's not on you, it's in you. All right. So like I said, you don't have to prove, Chiron and Leo, Jenny babies, you don't have to prove yourself to nobody at all. Okay. You don't need to prove yourself to nobody. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. It's just in you. Your light is in you. So embody that, be that light. You know what I mean? Versus, like I said, shying away from that light. You know, maybe in your childhood you had people that you were around or family members and stuff that wanted to hide you away from or keep you away from like really putting yourself out there. I don't know. I feel until maybe to a certain point it could have played out both ways. I know for me personally, I was encouraged definitely to be the creative being that I am. I was always dancing somewhere, always making some shit, always doing some shit. Like, it was very much so encouraged for me to do those things. I think I can pinpoint, I feel like, where it got to a certain place in my life where I was asked for things to be hidden. And I'm not gonna go too deep into that right now, but I was asked for things to be hidden, to basically appease to other people. And I think for a while I kept that with me. So sometimes, for example, I would do things, but then I would delete it, or I would put myself out there, but then I would take it down because I didn't want these people to see whatever. But then really I was like, I could be in a closet, I could be in a cage. It's Chiron and Leo's like being a fucking caged lion, and a lion is not meant to be caged. A lion is not meant to be caged. Fuck is you talking about? A lion is not meant to be caged. Okay? So if I would have any advice for my Chiron and Leos, is that cats, lions, bitch, we can't be caged. We're not supposed to be in a cage. We're supposed to run free. We're supposed to run wild. That's why a lot of times in the zoo, and I promise y'all, I'm gonna keep it going, I promise you, in a fucking zoo, the lions ain't there because they think the shit is sweet. You know, they got caught and they're in these zoos. But really, like, truth be told, these motherfuckers don't want to be running around in the damn cage all day. Same thing with my damn son. Like, Eli, my man's is not equipped for being in the house all day. I think it would drive him stir crazy. Now, there are some cats that are strictly house cats. Not my cat. It's my energy, okay? Can't be tied down. My baby needs his freedom, you feel me? He has a home to come to, but he also needs to go ahead and run wild and do his thing so he can, you know what I'm saying? Just saying. Sensitive to criticism. Oh my God. Oh. Sensitive to criticism. Yes, is definitely something I do not like, and I'm better with it. But just speaking from personal experience, I did not like when people tried to tell me things that they felt like I was doing wrong or needed to correct. You know, especially if I felt like it was coming from a real, like, nasty, and even sometimes it probably wasn't. It's gonna be real, but sometimes when I felt like it was coming from like a hating ass place, I'll be like, let me check you real quick. Like, let me give you this. No, okay. But be quick to try to like correct other people when other people what they're doing, but don't want it back, right? Yeah, nah, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like what they call it constructive criticism. Be okay with accepting constructive criticism because it's only going to make you better. So, you know, it's only going to make you, you know, be able to really move in that energy and be in that creative, you know what I mean? Like, be okay with putting yourself out there. Be okay with putting yourself out there and receiving whatever it is that you're going to receive. That's not to say that you can tolerate or are supposed to tolerate disrespect, because that's not what we here to motherfucking do. But it is saying being open for people to, you know, kind of critique and things like that. As long as they're doing it respectfully, we don't have no problems, period. You know what I mean? Next, dealing with feelings of unworthiness. Like I said, you have nothing to prove. Self-acceptance and confidence. So I feel like those feelings of unworthiness with Chiron and Leo, because just the Leo energy, motherfuckers, is very worthy, you know, of any position and anything. you know, that comes in life, just period, point blank. I feel like when it does come to this, I think it's just like I said before, like knowing that when you come into a room, or before you even come into a room, and I'm not just saying you physically walking into it, I'm just saying your energy in general, our energy in general, it's like you have nothing to prove, G. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing extra that you need to do. You just need to be you. You need to be comfortable and okay with being who you are, and moving with that, and really being in that place of self-confidence, and being in that place of self-acceptance, and being like, you know what, me waking up is enough. You feel me? Me waking up and seeing myself in the motherfucking mirror in the morning, baby, is enough. I don't need anything else. You know, I don't need to put on for anybody, or, you know, to make other. No, ma'am. And when you get there, Chiron and Leo, to my Chiron and Leo babies, you know what I mean? Shit looks different. You feel me? So that is my summary of Chiron and Leo. We're going to be moving to Chiron and Virgo, and we're going to be finishing this week off in Chiron and Scorpio. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all already know what it is. Araneae Stone checking in, checking out without a motherfucking doubt. Deuces.